Alright, the next quest in the story is called Food for the Soul, given to us by Tataru, in the Rising Stones. Let's go. Sorry, bad timing. Mercy, could you spare a moment while Kral goes and finds this expert of hers, There's a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the first. You see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wondered if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well. I don't know why I read that wrong. So now I'm going to make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen of the House of Splendors. Meet me there. Well, I'd better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. And Kral goes off too. Wait. Oh, I'm like, wait, these aren't right. So I'm sorry, where am I supposed to go? Let's click this. Okay, just north. Okay. Still within. I forgot its name. I'm sorry. Revenant's Toll. Gosh dang. It's been a while. I don't come here often anymore, so. Inside this door is not the right place to be. I either want to go up or in here. In here allows me to go up though, so let's do that. There we go. This is a place where food is being made. So here's Tataru. There you are, Mercy. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Krile, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job and that to keep our coffers full. I've even helped out with the Ishgardian restoration. And in the course of all this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit, so I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven even as we speak. Shouldn't be long now. Cutscene. Sounds like cutting bread. She has a tall red chef's hat on. There! Baked to perfection, even if I do say so myself. Look at the table, and it is indeed sliced bread. Basically looking exactly like the loaves of bread that you would buy from a grocery store that are like $1 a loaf. You know, Wonder or whatever brand, Harvest something. My options are it's ... bread, or smells great, or your cake looks like bread. I'm gonna go with smells great, because bread usually does. Doesn't it just? It's called Archon loaf, in case you're wondering, and it's what they eat over in Charlian. Oh no, sorry. Simple fare, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Kral tells me it's a good source of ether, so it should lend them a bit of strength at least. There's truly nothing like the smell of bread fresh from the oven, says Kral, walking in. Kral, if it isn't Rambros too. I remember you a little bit, but I can't remember from where. I trust you require no introductions either, Mercy. Greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see you well, says the Rogadin, or big, thick, human, bald, darker-skinned Rambros. How do I know you? I confess, I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain Allagan technologies. I have been keeping Rambros apprised of events in the first. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight into this matter, it is him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement, Memory transference was the sole province of Allegan royalty, its mechanisms closely guarded secrets. If any record of them remains, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret that I can offer no solution to your problem. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here, empty-handed as I am, the answer being, rather brazenly, to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. Looks shocked for a second. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remained behind have yet to play our part, but when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so, and then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope, in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That is for our friend to decide, but either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Mercy. It would be so good as to see. If you would be so good as to see Rambros's message and Tataru's bread to their intended recipients, along with my report, of course. I nod. Kryle, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try, just to make sure everything's as it should be? But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. Excuse me, Rambros, as a fellow Charlian, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of Rolandberry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. He walks off camera as well to taste the bread. Tataru and I just cock our heads at each other. Munch, munch, I see. Oh no, is it that bad? They both turn to her. It is indeed, Tataru, dense and unpleasant, exactly as it should be. Just so, the very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world, but our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Charlian, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for those few who actually research the culinary arts, we pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. It was against such a gastronomic landscape that what is now called the Archon loaf was born, the creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for those qualities which make bread enjoyable. The result is a flavor that continues to defy description. Yet for its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied, and being a damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste, but no, it is all too familiar. Ah, how it takes me back. If there is enough, perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap up an extra slice. Mercy, when you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can, and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. I nod. It's nice to be able to see my character's face again after a long time of my Dragoon having that dread helmet where all I could really see is the mouth. I couldn't see facial expressions and such. So, since this is the last quest I'm doing tonight, I'll just use my return. Go to the ocular, I think. Yeah. Via the docile gate. Shot. Up the stairs. Boom. And here's the Exarch with Becklug. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? We hand over the Archon loaf. By the 12. Archon loaf? How did you come by this? I'd swear it had come straight from Charlian. Rambros said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as the bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. Should you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it, but I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did when faced with a similar predicament, so I ask that you have faith in me, in what we do. But we were talking about your journey. Before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later. Though it has been many years, I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it, nor how unconducive they are to conversation. Yeah, good point. Cutscene. Please talk so I don't have to. Pretty please. Sugar on top and all that. Please.
Forgive the delay.
Yes. Fuck yeah. It's always so nice. I want to remove my headshot for this.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Scions throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black-masked minions who answer to the red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events, to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their course.
Not knowing Elidibus set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Scions quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
My options are, well enough, hyphen, though time is not on our side, or, I'm sorry, but things have taken a turn for the worse. I'm a person of honesty. I'm sorry, but things have taken a turn for the worse. Honesty.
Oh dear. Then we must redouble our efforts. Not that we've ever stinted in that regard.
This would seem an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Tell me you've made some progress.
We have, as it happens. One moment.
And she goes off, the cutscene goes black. And we have a table with 6 of those weird...
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
Yeah, they're those, like, kind of sharp, pointy crystals with the filigree kind of stuff at the top of it. At the wider part at the top. And these have, like, red... I was gonna say tips, but, like, the bottom 1/4 of these crystals is covered with what kind of looks like red gem into a fine point at the end. Or red clay, like...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain.
Yeah. Please do.
As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind. And so, we looked to the Allegan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall. And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
Yeah, his once entirely crystal-looking arm seems to have little patches of skin again. That doesn't seem like a bad thing.
Assuming it works. We shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Scions to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
Are you trying to get Reen?
One is for testing purposes.
Oh.
I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least. But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
Alcé just turns and walks out. Everyone's kind of confused. Like, what? What's going on? Alphino follows. Reen, Urian, Jay, Thancred, myself. I pause to turn back to them, the Exarch and Beklug, give him a nod, and then I walk off. My polearm, my spear, it looks weird. It has like a top, like one of those like a spinning top. It's a weird, yeah. I don't know how to describe it aside from, you know, the top 1/4 of it looks like a very pointy spinning top. Anyway, here's Urian J. Hast thou a moment, Mercy? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's mooted return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friend spake not in certainties, yet if Beklug hath the right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that, given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experience which will have wrought a change in his ethereal composition. As thou thyself didst demonstrate in merging with Ardbert, however, there existeth an affinity twixt like souls, and this doth give us cause to hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that, himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. 'Tis a seemingly simple yet complex problem. For nigh on a century, our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm and to deliver thee. And to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth, none can say what choices our friend will make, but I thought it only right that thou be made aware of these truths. Alright. So we get 4 more coffers to choose from. We have aiming, which is ranged DPS. Dex, I think entirely. Scouting, which is also Dex. I'm so confused by that one. Healing, level 500, and casting. So I've got Sage, White Mage, and Red Mage to think about here. I can't switch gear sets, so White Mage, so Red Mage in theory would be the one to best benefit, but White Mage has 530, 515, 430, 515, 530. Sage is probably... Oh, surprising that those are... Interesting. Okay. Red Mage is almost entirely 4th. Yeah, so Red Mage is obviously going to be the choice. So we'll get the experience points on Dragoon as we have been doing. Click through all these things again. Choose the casting. Ooh, you can actually... an alternative is to just get 3,500 gil via 7 500 gil Allegan silver pieces, but yeah, we'll take the casting. Okay, let's open that shit up, eh? So we'll pop over to Red Mage. We'll equip the head, which is like a face mask looking thing. Kind of interesting. The body. Oh my god, what did that... This is like made for black mages, but I gotta put up with it. It's like my old armor looked so much cooler. I don't like this at all. It's like this bulky black, like dark gray dress with like black shoulder thingies and black arms. And I don't like it at all. I miss the red that I had. It was beautiful. It was super fun. I liked the old one. But our red mage is now the highest average item level with 520. 3 higher than Dragoon at 517, and then every other job is at 502 right now. So sad, man. It's such a bad look, dude. Whatever. Anyway, there will be a link in the description of this video that will send you to my Google Doc PowerPoint where every slide is an item on Amazon that I recommend. I really do truly recommend them because I bought them all and I buy them repeatedly if I run out of stock, like with the tea and the coconut oil and whatever. If you enjoyed this video, you can, any of my videos, you can like buy those items, but only if you really want to try them, or only if you already buy something very similar or that exact same product, but the price is good and you want to help support me. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.